beers. Here goes. Goes down as smooth as burning needles. And I'll be damned if it doesn't get you more hammered than an anvil.
Better to be dead drunk than plain dead, what you?
You keep them eyes open, you hear? Shh. If the orcs show up, I don't want to have to face the buggers alone.
The heat and the drink are getting the better of me. Gosh, I'm both my sleepy. Don't tell me you're afraid. You should have enough liquid courage in your system by now that you're ready to face an army.
Seven inspire us.
Dynamic force! Dynamic force!
Meet your demise!
Or you!
The time of your death is at hand. Did you see that? Those orcs had a human commander.
How very curious. And how very disquieting.
Oh, hum.
One day, comrade, vengeance will be ours.
before his time. Far before his time.
Filthy beasts, I'll kill the last one of you.
Taken before his time. Far before his time.
Taken before his time, far before his time.
I like you much better with your guts on the floor.
Taken before his time, far before his time.
One day, comrade, vengeance will be ours.
Taken before his time, far before his time.
Taken before his time. Far before his time.
Taken before his time, far before his time.
One day, comrade, vengeance will be ours.
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to you're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It's so you were, and so... There we are. Meet my other half. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, it's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardine. Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all. Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek. So there are, or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it she seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. A human, you say? Truly? But that would be... And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts. A shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strangely. I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss such a curious event out of hand. Ah, the undead. The Legion. Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but unfortunately we've cordoned off. There's nothing of interest along the... Oh, but that's not such mad to be out. But of course, it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs. This I freely admit. Let's just say I have found a way to enjoy the best of two worlds.
Like bringing a wolf to a hen house. Nonsense. Listen. She's telling. What fool would trust a two-bit love potion out of a back-page circular from youthful gore? Like you can deny that she loves you. An orc in love. When this little captain fades, she'll liberate the flesh from our faces. Come now, enough scream and glee. Huh? I like you much better than that was my favorite. I would think.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
Avert your gaze, and I'll handle this threat for all our sakes.
She wouldn't hurt a fly, and I won't let you pass a horn on her head.
Bringing your little orcish girlfriend here is like bringing a wolf to a hen house.
Nonsense.
Before his time, far before his time.
What fool would trust a two-bit love potion out of a back-page circular from youthful gore?
I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. Once you're there, just take the stairs. But do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very... And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter. Adieu and...
Sects, undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Ahu mentioned?
Really? The greatest warriors in Rivellon can't cross a rope.
Oh, nothing new, sir. Zombies, skeletons, you know the story. Psst. Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride?
Ha! No, it ain't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Yethel Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let it all win 500 yards of my loving nature.
Yes, sir. As fine a specimen as one of those stocks, sir. The Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride.
Ha! No, it ain't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Yethel Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let it all win 500 yards of my loving nature.
Psst. Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride?
Ha! No, it ain't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sailed to Yethel Gore?
Sailor, what news from the mainland?
Oh, nothing new, sir. Zombies, skeletons, you know the story. That legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let it all win 500 yards of my loving nature.
Psst. Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride?
Ha! No, it ain't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sailed to Yethel Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let it all win 500 yards of my loving nature.
Psst. Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride?
Ha!
Sauce? Here? In Seal? Bah! Of all the cursed hunks of rock to land on, Conrad chooses the... A ship's got a sail too, you know. You did a mighty fine thing saving that barge. For those of us raised in crews instead of families, it's kin to saving a fellow man. Madness. Thought we were done with those swamp...
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Seal?
Joyride.
Ha! No, it ain't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sailed to Yethel Gore anymore?
Name's Conrad. Cargo trader, sea captain, an expert in all things nautical. Folks across Andervale know to give old Conrad a hop. Those orcs must be out of their barbarous minds launching an attack on a city where a great wizard was. I'll tell you, the only time I'd consider waging a suicide campaign like that would be if whatever I sought was something worth dying over.
His wife.
Is that why we never sailed to Yethel Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire...
I don't know how you did that. I thought the old gal's fate was sealed when the orc shaman...
Psst. Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride?
Ha!
Sauce? Here? In Seal? Bah! Of all the cursed hunks of rock to... A ship's got a madness. Thought we were done with those swamp. Don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sail for your floor anymore?
Speaking of youthful cure, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orchid charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc win 500 yards of my lovely nature.
All hail the rain spirit! That was a fine display of... And I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence. So what do they say?
Well, what is it, Ransom? Daylight was more sure.
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Curtius, proud protector of this house of... Curtius is my name. The Legion is my calling. This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps the most important building in the realm, by my and others' estimation. And... Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Curtius, proud protector of this house of Legion goods.
Come now, it's just a turn of phrase.
Will you please turn your phrases elsewhere?
Report!
Nothing to report, sir.
You never have anything to report.
Isn't that a good thing?
Avert your gaze, and I'll... Ah! Who better than a proven orc crusher to convince my dumbbell of a friend here?
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely...
Maybe before...
Excuse my friend's violent...
Your woman's touch is less of a loving caress and more of a claw shanked brutally through the throat.
My friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this... Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. Fortunately for him, a vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored. I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady with such a sweetly savage manner would never willingly join up.
Ha! I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat. She may be confined here for now, but who's telling when she'll escape and who she'll rip to shreds?
I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only, and it has worked exactly as promised.
You see what a fool my friend has been. Spending all his cash on snake oil and bringing a temporarily...
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement? I'm sure the effects of the potion will be everlasting.
You see? He'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason with him, or ditch reason and use your sword to shave him.
She's got to be put down. If this love potion is as...
Agreed. I've never met an orc
Glad to hear I'm not the only one with common sense around here. I'll do the honors myself.
No! She's harmless! Please!
One day you'll show 'em all.
You bastard! You had no right!
No right to protect not only you from your own stupidity, but myself and the citizens of Syceal as well.
It's you we need protection from, murderer. Fortunately, the Wizards of Youthful Gore make a revenge elixir that will show you what's what.
Go ahead and throw your sugar water on me if you like. Your foolishness is no longer my problem. Thank you, stranger. If you ever need help, I'll do my best to repay you.
This place reeks of orc stench.
God, duty's not so bad. Hey, would be quite a bit better if I could do it in peace.
Just making conversation, mate.
Slimy, reeking, rotten sea garbage. Source? Here in Syceal? Pah! Of all...
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
Slimy, reeking, rotten sea garbage.
I should have done this from the beginning.
can't even smell the sea air over this rock.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I, borrowed one of these fish?
Borrow, indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear! Oh, my story's tired. I never would have dreamt of resorting to pets, so what do you think? Should I snap?
Everyone needs a hand now and then. Take...
True enough.
That's the spirit! Or should I say, the soul?
Sir, did you just steal that fish?
No, I paid for it. The merchant just...
You were a witness to this event now? Tell...
This man is telling...
Quite so.
I can't thank you enough for your,
Well, sorry to have bothered you then, sir. Carry on.
I'm straight. I'm true. Harry's by the dozens. Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Sorry, but I haven't the time for chatter. These days, a moment's inattention is all a thief needs.
I'm telling you, a necromancer must be at work in Tyseal. How else do you explain risen dead sprouting like mushrooms in the night?
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn. Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapours?
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows. Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
A good day to you.
Penny takers, come on, you chickens. Aaron and his many friends is the man with many cheeses.
nightclub if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Well, hello there.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Quite down the market, it seems.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Quite down the market, it seems.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Lonesome, spiritless. Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Ah, cruel fortune.
What's the status,
Another
soldier?
peaceful day, sir.
Excellent! Let's keep it that way.
That was sloppier than Sicilian stew.
Again! Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life. Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat and lunged right at me.
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it to...
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Again!
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her in...
To the barracks! Nuts! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our...
After all. Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all, Tull.
That is a big stroke. Get your shiny recruits.
Sorry, sir. Heed me, Source Hunter. She's not good.
Shut! About face! To the barracks! Nuts! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian
Source Hunter. I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was caged one moment and freed the next by... In Home Forest, every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
It is strange to stand with one foot in the forest and the other in the city, Source Hunter. I am glad that now I have you standing beside me. Perhaps in time I will come to know my own kind as you have. And perhaps then I will decide for myself.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those folks that embarrass a bridge folk get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Source Hunter, welcome, welcome.
Ooh!
but certainly. What would you like to know? Oh, my task upon... You see, to my great regret, none of the... Oh, but that's such to be out in the... But of course, it's handy. Oh, that'll... I'm my own wizard, by all means. Of course. I hope I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grapevine into... They say a woman, I say man. It took a while for how and why he came to be. I myself... Now it may well be a stab. I can't say much more. And what might those be? Oh, a mere you have a until they can... Those who... The enemy is wily. They know us better than we know them, and they've found ways to avoid both detection and distrust. And yet, I am somehow convinced that you may succeed where the Legion and I have failed. Call it instinct.
What have we here, then? I'm Captain Ori. Gods up! Nevertheless, the scene of the crime, Esmeralda. What? If you must. Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? How am I enjoying? We are the I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defenses. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects. Sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next.
Quiet! No talking to these scoundrels, criminal scum! Quiet! No talking to these scoundrels, criminal...
Source hunter or no, not a single non-legionnaire is permitted into the treasure room. Pockets have a pesky habit of growing extra deep in such places.
That was sloppy under Sicilian stew. Again!
I wouldn't venture too far out of town if I were you. Many legionnaires did so before you. Very few have returned. Ahu's invention, the stasis blaster. Quite a sight, no? The ray can singe a zombie or... These days we legionnaires hold a lot. Don't ask me how the blaster works, though. I just make sure the thing...
Good look out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond Cyseal's ramparts.
Back on my feet again. As good as a new penny. Toasty!
Potent heat.
Source Hunter. I know you're probably knee-deep in that off. We've been conducting a series of Lieutenants. Now, I said... And that is exactly what you're... The undead. The bravest among my men and women tell me they are. I shall be very glad to share what information. If ever we want to be 3 landmarks were chosen for further. There's a light. The locals say it's haunted, and there are ancient burial grounds to be found north of the city. As good a place, a local archaeologist offered. There's a church to the northeast of. All superstitious mumbo-jumbo, if you ask me. So the chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1 in 10, you see. So my soldiers are free to volunteer, and if...
Legion's greeting. I am so fair a lady. Steadfast will I. Jake's murder is... And what quest this place is... I can tell you one thing about the undead.
Lords above. I am Esmeralda. Like I told you. So what happened? Well, what do you want to know? We're surrounded. I'm telling you, a necromancer must have been at work in Cyseal.
Quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Meow.
What? Oh, it's my elf? Oh, myself. Oh, what? Oh, you mean the undead? That's not to... And, Jake, most of the time, as you can imagine, an all right bloke. What? What of what? Ah, Cecil Pooh. His name is the Staff. Well, oh, this is nonsense. That depends. Ah, marvelous. Follow me then. What? Oh, yes. This library is my Victoria. Yes. What?
I'm looking for the Encyclopedia Daemoni. Omnis autem mali daemonis.
What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protect.
Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken. For you hardly resemble the local fisherfolk, which, incidentally, is a No. A source hunter, that is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man.
The knight in see-through armor? Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom?
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh.
Esmeralda does
I
have
need
a
something
propensity
more
for all
advanced.
things naughty,
Is there
hasn't
no
she?
new book to be discovered in this library?
Kajdanor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another
Demonology for
fine.
dumbbells. Ugh.
I need something more advanced.
The Encyclopedia Daemonium.
Volume 1,
I know it by
2.
heart.
But where's the third one gone? Shatsu. What do you think you're doing? In the name of Amun, I am Victoria. When I was the fisherman he raised me like I was his own. Indeed you may. The wisdom I hear...
Most promising.
Kajdanor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
The Lesser Key of Sadakandras. What nonsense.
Striking it rich!
The Encyclopedia Daemonium. I know it by heart.
Lucky find!
2. Where's the third one gone?
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And the first edition, too. Most promising. The Lesser Key of Sadakandras.
Kajdanor.
What nonsense.
A brief history of sorcery still
The
hasn't been
Encyclopedia
returned.
Daemonium.
Teleron will have to pay yet
know it
another
by
fine.
heart.
Kajdanor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been
The Lesser
returned.
Key of
Teleron will have to pay yet
Sadakandras.
another fine.
What nonsense. The Encyclopedia Daemonium. I know it by heart.
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak. What mayhem.
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh.
I need something more advanced.
The Encyclopedia Daemonium. I know it by heart.
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak. What mayhem.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And the
Where's
first
this book
edition,
here?
too.
A volume
Most
of poetry
promising.
among novels? Urak. What mayhem.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for.
Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak. What mayhem.
The lesser key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. Sulum.
Made a big change on your brook with a wheel of the good stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen. Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Made a big change on your brook with a wheel of the good stuff.
You there! A moment of your No, scratch that. It is so mended. Oh, it's not.
Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Of course I do. How could someone in my profession...
Quite right.
See here. You...
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Yes, some
Indeed. Even so.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
It's
better to be...
Well, and that is exactly... Oh, you like nothing. What? Now then. Of course. By now, work hard. Of course.
Join a guild.
And me.
Marvelous. Magnificent. What more? Oh, it's a pretty one of them. But you can... Luckily, they call...
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
You, Baron.
I am a duke.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Wartruce my regards next time you see him. You wouldn't. Medora's the name. Heavens haunted. See, I'm here. There's been an attack. What they want in Hunter. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. By the skin of my... I managed to wrench... Well, comrade, I need a... I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. Without... Well, you know the old...
A fantastic...
Another source hunt.
That's the spirit.
Fortune? Ah, he should be so lucky as to need it. Sorry, I've run out of...
What do you mean? Why?
And don't forget,
Well, if I don't leave those nasty beasts are hardly worth my time.
Tall as an... And my word, I've got 1,000. When the day comes, I contain... But then, I believe I have... Yes! So you've joined... I can find... Well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely... I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the Northern Cave. I'm sure you'd like to equip yourself with the finest possible accoutrement, wouldn't you? Come. Oh, darling. That was so long ago now. Who can remember who said what after all this time? What matters is the... Well, you are a member of the eminent Fabulous Five, after all.
Leave me be, I have a job to do.
Greetings. Oh, you are most welcome in my chamber. Customers rarely find me up here, but I do so abhor the hustle and bustle of the marketplace. That I have. You wouldn't believe. You have seen them. Have a punch on, perhaps?
You should be more careful, madam.
And neither am I.
Gods have mercy. I talked openly about sorcery in front of a source hunter. What a fool I am. Thank you, oh compassionate soul that you are, to treat me so leniently. I never have, and no need to worry, source hunter dearest. You'll find no sorcery here, only honest to God's witchcraft.
You there! Cut it out! That's enough of that now!
That doesn't belong to us, you know.
We're source hunters.
Other people's...
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone who hasn't received Captain Aureus. Not exactly the...
Greetings, traveller. And may the Immaculate Conduit's myriad blessings... What's in a name? You mean you steel yourself, friend, by following her instructions? She showed it. Ah, there. Go on the path.
He says he's an Immaculate. But I thought they'd been banished after the death of the Source King.
Immaculate. Haven't heard of their kind, but I don't like the sound of them.
concerned enough when you realise that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's growing all swollen with saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realise that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom. Come now, Alistair. Sure you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've got to my match is when I linger up along while lighting my pipe.
Careful now. Your head's going more slowly than saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom.
Ha! The closest I've got to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
No, careful now. Your head's going more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow, it sent us